Chosen one, can you feel it? Heaven is moving in a different way, and this is not just another phase, it is a call. This is the time of your divine ascension. The time when everything that was hidden begins to be revealed. The time when what once felt like silence becomes a voice. The time when what looked like a fall is revealed as elevation. You did not go through all of this process just to remain in the same place. The tears you shed, the waiting you endured, the losses you carried, all of it was preparation for this exact moment. And now heaven declares, I will lift you before them all. Do not be surprised when doors open without explanation. Do not find it strange when people who once doubted begin to recognize what you carry. Because this is the time when your life will stop being just a promise and become living proof. The ascension has already begun, and to ignore it would be to ignore the greatest movement of God in your story. Chosen one, there comes a moment in the journey when heaven declares, now is the time to lift you. This moment cannot be confused with human effort, clever strategies, or shortcuts you create on your own. It is a season determined, marked, sealed in eternity before you are even born. And when heaven rises to lift someone, no human hand can stop it, no earthly system can block it, and no spiritual resistance can prevail. You've noticed how many times you tried to rise on your own. You made plans, pursued opportunities, gave your best, and yet something always interrupted. That wasn't failure. It was preservation. God was protecting you from stepping into a place you weren't yet ready to sustain. Because when heaven decides to lift you, it doesn't just put you in position, it sustains you there. That's why this season feels different. You won't need to force doors, beg for recognition, or exhaust yourself proving who you are. On the contrary, doors will open on their own. People who never looked your way will begin to notice you. Invitations you never expected will come. It is heaven whispering, I myself am moving. And when God lifts you, He doesn't do it halfway. He does it in such a way that even those who never believed will have to witness it. Those who doubted will see. Those who mocked will be silenced. Your family, your friends, your neighbors, all will recognize it wasn't luck, it wasn't chance, it wasn't human merit, it was God. But remember, this ascension is not just about personal exaltation, it carries purpose. God doesn't lift someone simply to decorate their life, but to use them as a living testimony. Your rising will become a beacon for many still in the valley, an inspiration for those who thought of giving up. Heaven is lifting you not only to change your story, but to change the destiny of those around you. And here's the secret. Ascension doesn't come to those competing for position, but to those who learn to remain in the desert. Because what God lifts is what has already been tested, refined, purified. You are only being lifted now because you endured the time of humiliation, silence, and misunderstanding. Had you rebelled, had you given up, this time would never have come. But because you remained, the time of honor has arrived. Chosen one, understand this. Your ascension has already been decided. It no longer depends on human effort, but on divine intervention. It is not about you pushing yourself, but about heaven pulling you. It is not about you fighting for space, but about God Himself making room for you. And when He does this, no one can argue against it. So lift your head. Do not walk anymore as if waiting to be recognized. Walk as someone who already knows they've been chosen. Because when heaven decides to lift you, there is no turning back. From this point forward, your life becomes living testimony that God always fulfills what He promises in His perfect time. Chosen one, before ascension becomes visible to everyone, heaven always sends signs. They don't come with noise, but with subtle confirmations that something has already started moving in the unseen. Those who are awake notice them. Those who are distracted, let them pass. That's why today you must learn to discern the signs of your own elevation. The first sign is an internal shift. You start to feel that you no longer belong in the same places, the same conversations, the same distraction. What once filled you now feels empty. You don't fit in the old environments anymore, not because you've become better than others, but because heaven is changing your frequency. Your spirit senses that something greater is about to happen, and that brings restlessness. The second sign is the repositioning of people around you. Have you noticed how some people suddenly drift away without reason? That's not coincidence. It's heaven moving. Ascension requires lightness, and there are relationships that cannot follow you into the next level. At the same time, new people begin to approach, connections that seem unlikely but bring alignment and purpose. This too is a sign that God is preparing the ground for your elevation. The third sign is the intensification of spiritual battles. When heaven begins to lift you, darkness senses it before many around you do. That's why, in moments of ascension, the attacks increase. Temptations multiply, resistance grows heavier. Don't see this as failure. See it as evidence that you are rising. The enemy, he never wastes time on someone who isn't a threat. The fourth sign is prophetic repetition. Words you hear from different sources, messages that echo, numbers that repeat, recurring dreams. Heaven keeps showing you until you finally realize, this is about me. Don't ignore when God insists on highlighting the same thing more than once. He is preparing your mind and heart to accept the new level. The fifth sign is sudden acceleration in certain areas of your life. Projects that were stagnant begin to flow. Doors that were locked swing open with no effort. Unexpected invitations appear. From one day to the next, everything seems to move. That's not luck. It's heaven showing that the time has come to place you where you already belonged. And there's a sign few recognize, yet it's one of the strongest. Peace that doesn't make sense. Even in pressure, you feel calm. Even surrounded by uncertainty, there's a rest in your spirit you can't explain. That peace is the seal of divine ascension, because only those confirmed by heaven can rest even before the manifestation arrives. Chosen one, don't ignore these signs. They are proof that your ascension is not a distant future. It has already begun. Don't wait for everyone else to understand. Many will only believe when they see the visible evidence. But you, carrying the call, must discern the signs now. Remember, those who recognize movement before manifestation are the ones who best prepare to sustain the new. So open your spiritual eyes. Heaven is already signaling. Every detail, every shift, every confirmation is heaven's way of announcing the hidden season has ended. You are rising. Heaven has already decided, and the signs are shouting for those who have ears to hear. What needs to be left behind? Chosen one, there is no ascension without letting go. Heaven does not only lift you, it also removes from you everything that cannot sustain the new level. And this is where many get stuck. They want to rise, but they don't want to drop the weight. They want to fly, but insist on carrying baggage that doesn't belong to the future. Have you noticed how, in recent times, certain things simply lost their meaning? Places that once felt attractive now feel empty. Relationships that used to be a priority no longer fit. Habits, thoughts, even words you used often. The Spirit has been showing you they can't go with you. That's not coincidence. It's heaven saying you cannot rise carrying this. The first weight to leave behind is the need for human approval. Many didn't believe in you. Others doubted your calling. Some even mocked. But listen, you don't need their validation to live what God already wrote. Staying tied to the need to be accepted means staying in a place heaven has already surpassed. Your identity is rooted in Him, not in their opinions. The second weight is the guilt of the past. How many times have you sabotaged yourself by remembering old mistakes? How many times have you believed you weren't worthy because of failures? But heaven doesn't call the perfect. It calls the available. If God already forgave you, who are you to keep punishing yourself? Guilt only blocks your ascension. It's time to let go of what has already been washed and restored. The third weight is the fear of the unknown. Rising is uncomfortable. Ascension takes you into places you've never been, where you have no control, where you must trust. But if you don't release fear, you'll prefer prison to freedom. God didn't call you to repeat cycles. He called you to step into the new. And the new requires courage. Another weight is the need to control everything. In divine ascension, you don't rise by your own force. It is the Spirit who leads, who opens doors, who sustains. If you try to control, you'll end up exhausted and frustrated. The call now is to trust, not to manipulate. And there's a subtle but heavy weight, the old versions of yourself. The identity shaped by rejection, scarcity, pain. That old you cannot occupy the space of the new. Ascension requires you to put on the version heaven always saw in you. Don't keep wearing labels that no longer match the promise. Chosen one, every baggage you drop, every weight you release, becomes wings that open. You grow lighter, freer, more ready to rise. It's not God holding your ascension back. Many times, it's you, clinging to what should have been released long ago. Heaven is telling you today, leave behind what doesn't belong to the future. Because if you try to rise carrying the old, you won't be able to sustain the new. This is the moment to release, forgive, let go, surrender, because your ascension will not wait until you feel comfortable. It has already begun. And the only way to remain in it is to choose to drop what no longer fits who you are becoming. Chosen one, there is a secret you must keep close to your heart. Your ascension is not about you, it is about God. He doesn't lift you just to satisfy dreams, to give you comfort, or to place you in positions of recognition. He lifts you so that your life becomes a living altar, a visible testimony of His faithfulness before everyone who watches you. Have you noticed how different heaven's logic is from the world's? The world exalts those who strive to be great for themselves, but heaven lifts those who are broken, humbled, tested, and yet remained faithful. You are not here by accident. Every tear, every silence, Every night, you questioned if it was worth it. All of it was part of the refining. Heaven was shaping you, not only to rise, but to rise with purpose. To be elevated to glorify God means that your victory becomes proof of His victory. Your voice will carry authority because it is marked by the weight of testimony. What He will do in your life won't be small nor hidden. It will be visible. It will be undeniable. Not to inflate your ego, but so that no one can deny that it was God's hand moving. But here's the crucial part. When God lifts you, He also watches how you respond to being lifted. Many lose themselves when exalted because they begin to believe they arrived by their own merit. But you, chosen one, cannot forget. Everything happening is by grace. It is God who opens doors. It is God who sustains you. Your posture must remain one of humility and gratitude, because that is what preserves your position. And don't think glorifying God is only about speaking His name. It means living in such a way that your own existence reflects His presence. It means that your choices, your conduct, the way you treat others, all of it becomes part of the testimony. God doesn't want you only to tell people about the miracle. He wants you to be the miracle in front of their eyes. This ascension also carries a collective dimension. Your victory won't just be yours. It will restore faith in others. It will lift those who are still in the valley. It will prove to many who are close to giving up that hope is still alive. That is why heaven chose you. Because you won't carry this only for yourself, but as a channel to many. Chosen one, your ascension is not the end. It is the beginning of a new level where every step, every achievement, every breakthrough points to the world, God did this. And when even your family, friends, and critics recognize it, the glory will not rest on you. It will rise back to Him, the true source. So do not fear the size of what is coming. If heaven decided to lift you, it is because you are ready to reflect His glory. Rise with reverence. Rise with consciousness. Rise knowing this is not the end of your story, but the beginning of a chapter where your whole life becomes a living altar for all to see. Chosen one, you need to understand something crucial. Your ascension will never be just about you. When heaven lifts someone, it is never for them to shine alone, but for them to become light in the midst of darkness. What is about to happen in your life will ripple outward, far beyond your personal story. When heaven decides to lift a chosen one, it is not only to reward faithfulness, but to make that life a living testimony of His faithfulness. The transformation coming over you will touch your family, your friends, even people you've never met. It is impossible for the glory of God to manifest in someone and not overflow to those nearby. And maybe you've already started feeling that overflow. People around you notice something shifting in you, even if they can't explain it. Some begin to draw closer, others quietly step away. But no one remains indifferent. That is not chance, it is impact. The presence of God within you is already shaping environments, already stirring hearts. This impact also shows itself in practical ways. Doors that open for you will create paths for others. Resources that reach your hands will become provision beyond your own needs. The favor poured over you will not stay contained. It will multiply. Because heaven doesn't lift a chosen one so they can accumulate, but so they can distribute. And here is something powerful. Even those who never believed in you will benefit from what you carry. Your own family, who may have doubted or dismissed you, will be touched by the blessing that flows through your life. This is how God proves his faithfulness. He transforms disbelief into testimony. Those who laughed will have to admit it was God. But remember, chosen one, this impact also carries responsibility. The higher you rise, the greater your responsibility to remain humble and aware of the source. If your heart stays in the right place, this impact will not just reach individuals, but transform generation. Your life will become a reference point. Your testimony will become an example. Your story will ignite hope in people who are on the edge of giving up. And don't be surprised, some will resist. Light always disturbs those who prefer darkness, but even those who refuse to celebrate you won't be able to deny what they see. When heaven lifts someone, no one can ignore it. The impact is too real, too visible, too undeniable. Your ascension will not only be a personal marker, but a turning point for all around you. And when you truly realize this, you'll understand. You were not chosen just to rise, but to bring others with you, to open roads, to become a bridge between heaven and earth. This is the true impact of a chosen one, living in such a way that your life becomes an answer, not just for yourself, but for many. Prepare yourself, because what heaven is doing in you will be so evident, so overflowing, that no one around you will remain untouched. The impact will reach everyone, and this is only the beginning of what heaven has already decided to manifest through your story. Chosen one, there is something you must take with utmost seriousness. Divine ascension has an appointed time. It does not happen early, and it does not wait forever. When heaven opens a portal of elevation, there is a sacred window in which you are called to align, to move, to position yourself. To ignore that window is one of the greatest risks you could ever take. Many lose what heaven prepared because they mistake ascension for a casual invitation. But it is not casual. It is not optional. It is a summons. Heaven is not just suggesting, heaven is calling. And to ignore that call is to say, I'm not ready to live what has already been released. It doesn't mean God will cancel his promise, but it does mean its fulfillment can be delayed. It means deserts may be prolonged. It means cycles you could already have closed may repeat themselves again. The danger of ignoring this season shows itself in many ways. The first danger is clinging to old comfort. Ascension requires movement. It requires faith. It requires courage to let go of people, habits, and environments that no longer align with where heaven is taking you. If you insist on staying in places where heaven no longer is, you risk missing the elevation entirely. It's like trying to climb a ladder while keeping both feet stuck to the ground. You will never rise. The second danger is distraction with what doesn't matter. When ascension is near, the enemy multiplies distractions. Conversations that go nowhere, relationships without future, temptations that drain your energy. It's all strategy designed to steal your focus. And the more time you waste on the irrelevant, the more blind you become to the extraordinary unfolding right in front of you. The third danger is doubting your own calling. When you begin to sense the signs of ascension, the question rises, could this really be for me? Am I imagining this? Am I dreaming too big? That doubt paralyzes. But here is the truth. If God already confirmed it, then it is yours. Unbelief doesn't cancel the promise, but it can keep you from entering it at the right time. The fourth danger is waiting until you feel perfect to move. Some remain frozen because they still see themselves as unworthy, unprepared, inadequate. But listen carefully. No one heaven lifted was ready in the eyes of people. Not one. If you wait until you feel perfect, you will miss the moment entirely. Heaven lifts not because you are flawless, but because you are aligned. There is also the danger of hesitation, standing in front of the open door but refusing to step through it. And in that hesitation, someone else can take the space meant for you. Heaven will never lack instruments. If you stay still, he will find another who is willing. The question is not whether the work will be done. The question is whether you will be the one to live it. Chosen one, I don't say this to scare you, but to awaken you. Because right now, the window is open. The portal of Ascension has already been released. You can feel it. You've seen the signs. You already know. This season is not in the distant futures, it is here. So do not let fear, distraction, or attachment rob you of what has already been written over your life. Remember, Ascension is not a reward for ambition. It is not just a promotion for personal gain. It is a divine call, and those who ignore that call risk living beneath the life they were destined to carry. Do not settle for less than heaven has determined. Do not accept staying in a lower level when heaven has already said, "Rise." This is the moment, and to ignore this moment would be to reject the inheritance. But that is not who you are. You were not chosen to retreat. You were not chosen to remain hidden. You were chosen to ascend. And this is the season. The doors are open. The call has been released. The danger is real, but so is the invitation. Now the question remains, will you move? Chosen one, divine ascension is not just a moment that comes and goes. It is a new state of existence. Heaven does not lift you so you can enjoy a few flashes of glory and then return to where you were. Heaven lifts you so your life becomes a permanent reflection of what has already been activated. That is why, once you step into this season, you must learn to live as one who has already ascended. Living as one who has already ascended means changing your posture. It means you no longer see yourself through the lens of your scars, your failures, or the opinions of others. You are no longer the same. You are no longer defined by rejection, by silence, by loss. You are defined by the fulfilled promise, by the calling that now overflows from within you. It also means changing how you face the future. Those who have ascended no longer live in anxiety, because they know that the God who lifted them is the same God who will sustain them. Faith becomes practical. Choices become intentional. Prayer shifts from desperate asking to thanksgiving in advance, because deep down, you already know heaven will remain faithful. But living at this level also requires vigilance. Ascension draws eyes, and not all of them will celebrate you. Some will admire, some will question, some will criticize, and many will try to explain away with natural logic what is undeniably supernatural. This is where you must remain anchored. It was never about you, it was always about Him. Your life must continue to point upward, so the testimony stays pure and uncontested. Never forget, ascension is not the end, it is the beginning. Now, a new walk begins. one taken on higher ground, carrying greater responsibility, wider impact, and deeper reach. You are not just carrying a blessing, you are carrying a mission. Your words will weigh more. Your choices will influence more. Your example will be watched more closely. That is why every step must mirror the glory of God. And remember this, you did not rise by yourself. The Spirit of God is the one who lifted you, and He remains the one who sustains you. Do not let pride, distraction, or indifference steal from you what has been secured in the Spirit. Live with reverence, live with purpose, live conscious that your very life is now a sign for all who surround you. And when you look back on the deserts, on the nights of doubt, on the tears you shed in silence, know this, none of it was wasted. Every pain was preparation, every delay was training, every silence was proof that God was there, even when you thought He wasn't. Now each scar becomes testimony, each fall becomes victory, each hidden battle becomes evidence that heaven never left you. So walk with your head lifted high. Speak as one who already knows they were chosen. Love as one who finally understands their purpose. And live every single day as one who has already ascended. Because from now on, there is no going back. Heaven has already decreed, this is your level, this is your time, this is your calling, and all will see, not for your glory but for His.